Trimet staffing will increase about 80 positions, or about 3% next year. How are these new positions being allocated?
So let me take this as an opportunity to introduce you to Doug Kelsey, who is our Chief Operating Officer, new to us this year, an incredibly strong addition to our team. I'm really pleased to have him here, focused on really on-time performance and other metrics that are so important to our riders. And I'll let Doug describe the response to that question.
Great, let's pull this over. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, so maybe I'll just divide this into two parts. The first part, as Neil spoke about in his opening remarks, because of the expansion, we're going to be growing about 4.33% next year. So specifically with that growth comes the need for, specifically, we've got 26 full-time operators coming on. There'll be another 23 part-time operators coming on. To support it in the back room, we'll also be hiring 8 mechanics and 3 additional service workers sort of as the core. So that gets you the first 60 of the 80. There's an additional 20 I'll walk you through, and it really supports to helping increase the expanded service, the existing service, but also helping the organization shore up and stabilize the reliability, particularly on the rail side of the business, which is over time, as you may have heard about, has been under stress and challenged. And so we're trying to shore up and improve that with a long-term goal of getting to a 90% on-time performance. But those will be comprised of, in fact, later this morning, we'll be providing a briefing to the Board of Directors on an outside independent review that was done, particularly around our control room and our training. In our control room, and as part of the recommendations they provided, we'll be providing 3 trainers for our control room and also for the rail operators themselves. That also touches on to what Harry had spoken about earlier. It's around safety. It's that whole comprehensive approach to the quality of the product, of which safety, of course, is an underpinning and a value. Part of any organization, specifically in the technical mechanical side, when you bring new people in, we're going to be bringing in an additional 4 apprentice mechanics. And they just don't come in and hit the deck running. They have to go through the apprenticeship program that takes a number of years for them to complete their training and be able to contribute directly. There will be another 4 service workers being added. Again, we have an aging system in parts. We've got to make sure that we keep up with the basics and the responsibility and all the regulatory and service standards that go with providing, we think, is an excellent service and a good product for the public. To support all these, we'll be providing 3 additional maintenance department supervisors, particularly on the rail side of the business. Again, it's an aging side. We've got to make sure that we really stay attentive. And I think there's examples all around the world of examples of not letting your maintenance degrade. You can always do it for a moment, but you want to make sure you really stay on top of these things because the consequences are significant. We'll be adding, specifically to the streetcar side of things, 2 signal apprentices to support the Portland streetcar, as well as 2 operators. And then the last of the 80 will be 2 additional maintenance workers, particularly focused on helping out the commuter rail side, or WES. So that comprises the 80 as well. In terms of the overtime, if you're going to move to the overtime side. Okay.
Go ahead.
Sure. The overtime, it's for our operators, it's actually built right into the schedule. And I think we are always continually hiring. We're always on the lookout for good quality operators to feed the system, to come in through the bus system, to the rail system. So we're challenged to make sure we feed the pipeline of our future and providing the existing service and the basics. So we typically track around a 12% range of on-time performance. We watch it very carefully, but the foundation is baked into the schedule because we have to give these people the rest, their hours of service requirements. And so it's a delicate balance, as I'm sure you can well imagine, but it's one we take very, very seriously and are attentive to.
It had been an issue in the past, but I think you're well on the way of ameliorating that.